by express employment professionals, it's the championship game. Tonight's championship features the Lions of West Linn High School and the Eagles of Montverde Academy. Now, here are the starting lineups for tonight's championship game. First, the visitors, the West Linn Lions. At forward, 6'7" junior, number 13, Will Nicholson. Also at forward, a 6'6" junior, number 25, Colin Schiermeyer. At one guard, a 6'1" junior, number 3, Peyton Richard. Also at guard, 6'2" junior, number 21, Cody Toppin. And at guard, 6'2" senior, number 32, Anthony Mathis. The head coach of the Lions is Eric Hugela. He is assisted by Henry Pereira, Joe Cerny, Tyler Tony, Trevor Minna, and Kevin Vaughn. Now fans, let's meet the starting lineup for tonight's home team, the Montverde Academy Eagles. At one forward, 6'8" senior, number 20, Ben Simmons. Starting at center, a 7' senior, number 22, Darrell Moore. At one guard, 5'10" senior, number 2, Artez Emron. At guard, a 6'3" junior, returning number 10, Howard Washington. And at guard, a 6'4" senior, number 11, Marcel Poninka. The head coach of the Eagles is Kevin Boyle. He is assisted by Ray Miller. Now fans, we ask that you please rise as we honor America with the singing of our national anthem. Tonight's anthem will be performed by local performing artists, the beautiful and talented Kimberly Monique.
Invitational Championship game, game number 32. I'm Brad Stein alongside Judah Newby. It is the West Linn Lions taking on the Montverde Academy Eagles.
Tonight's game officials are
West Linn, back-to-back 6A state champions, taking on the #1 team in the country with back-to-back national champions. We expect a fantastic game. The crowd is booming. This is a complete sellout if I've ever seen one, Judah. What do you think? Expectations?
Oh my gosh, what an incredible environment. It's the biggest championship game. It's obviously the 2-time state title winners in West Linn, coming off a big upset win yesterday over #10 Wheeler, and Montverde Academy with the best player in the nation. The matchup doesn't get any bigger for the LSI.
And West Linn wins a quick tip, and we're going to jump it over again. West Linn jumped the gun, got a little excited, thought they had an easy basket.
Which is interesting. It was actually the Montverde sideline, their head coach, that got a little bit annoyed with that call. He was wondering why that the referees blew the whistle.
Well, he's not annoyed anymore, is he?
No, he's not at all. But I'm still surprised by his reaction. He knew he was getting the basketball early.
This is a Les Schwab Invitational debut for the back-to-back national champions Montverde Academy, and already you're seeing the slam dunk. That's Terrell Moore, the 7-foot senior.
Going over the top. That's some of the best offense that Montverde could ask for. If they have the height down low, they better use it.
West Linn take quick three. Will Matheson. Matheson gets West Linn on the board and the lead. 3-2 early going here at Liberty High School.
Last night, West Linn shot 32% from downtown, going 9 for 28. They're going to need the three-point shot tonight as well.
Just moving the ball extremely well right now. Montverde, the Eagles from Florida, all the way to come up here to the Great Pacific Northwest and make it to the championship game against the West Linn Lions, the #1 team in Oregon. And early, Ben Simmons misses that follow. Tip, no good. Gets his own rebound. He's going to be fouled. And Ben Simmons will go to the line where he struggled yesterday. He made 6 out of 14. Had 29 points, but 8 missed free throws is uncharacteristic for Simmons.
Yeah, absolutely. Central Catholic employed a 2-3 zone last night. That was just outstanding for them. And Simmons actually with 20 points, and Letcher Ellis with 20 points last night as well. I mean, to hold a guy like Ben Simmons to that total, 20 points, he hardly did anything in the second half too, Brad. Central Catholic's 2-3 zone was really incredible. I'm really intrigued to see if West Linn does the same thing against Montverde tonight.
Or something similar. And Simmons makes 1 of 2. Just under 7 minutes to go. 3-3. We're tied up at Liberty High School championship game, Les Schwab Invitational. We are Portland SportsBeat, and here you see a quick steal by Montverde. And a layup, and that one goes.
You know, Marcel Panitka doesn't get enough credit, I think, as a role player on this team, but he does such a good job, and he really stabilizes the starting 5 sometimes if they get a little bit too frisky.
Corner 3, and that one's a little too strong, and the rebound, a long rebound, comes away to the Eagles, and they're going to run again. And there's Simmons, throws it off the glass and in. Simmons has 3, and Montverde has a 4-point lead.
He was looking for the harm with that shot as well, but an incredible finish from his right hand, his offhand.
West Linn with the dominant backcourt of Peyton Pritchard and #32, Anthony Mathis. Mathis averaging 23.3 in the tournament.
Well, part of that reason is because he scored 38 last night. Huge performance by him yesterday.
Matheson a little bit too strong with that offensive rebound by West Linn. Is he going to go back up with these double teams crowd? And there's another 3-point from the wing, and Schiermeyer misses that one, battling for the offensive rebound, but it comes to Simmons. Looking to build on their 4-point lead, 7-3, 5:47 remaining. And Cameron throws that away carelessly, and the ball will go back to the Lions.
Montverde had some unfortunate turnovers down the stretch in that game against Central Catholic. Really probably one of their worst performances of the season for Montverde yesterday, especially considering they were up 18-3 at one point in the first quarter. To give that all away and to barely win on a last-second free throw, they were excited to get the win, but frustrated with the way it came about.
There's Peyton Pritchard, guarded by Martez Cameron. And Pritchard has his first bucket of the game and a 2-point deficit for the Lions.
And that's absolutely not to take anything away from Central Catholic, who was outstanding.
3-point shot by Howard Washington, his first triple and his first 3 points. And the lead's back up by 5, approaching the 5-minute mark of the first quarter.
The matchup yesterday was Anthony Mathis and against the backcourt for Wheeler, especially Simbari Phillips, who's committed to the University of Tennessee. Those two guys shooting on the perimeter.
Pritchard loses the ball. Here comes Simmons. Watch out. Showtime, Simmons.
And Simmons.
12-5. Eagles over the Lions.
A national championship throwdown for Ben Simmons.
A little pressure. Ball still remains with West Linn.
And Montverde employed this against Central Catholic and gave them fits in the first half last night. Peyton Pritchard already with 2 turnovers. That's unlike him.
Moving the ball, that's Matheson. On the right, thought about baseline, now passes it inside. Good pass to Schiermeyer, back out to Matheson for 3, and that hits the back of the rim. Another long rebound comes away to the Eagles.
Again, 9 of 28 from the three-point line last night. They're going to need some more to go down tonight.
There's 3-point shot by Cameron. That one's off, and the rebound, Lions. 3-point shot off to the right. That was Mathis, one of the all-star point guards, over 23 points. And there's Pritchard. He's off with that 3-point too. Back-to-back misses by your all-star backcourt. And the Eagles look to extend their 7-point lead with 4 minutes remaining. Looking for some contact. Simmons with the offensive rebound. Put back. Can't get the roll. Another offensive rebound and a third chance opportunity. Here's Simmons in the lane. And Simmons gets the basket.
And it's Cameron, of all people, the shortest guy on the floor, to come up with that offensive rebound amidst the Lions defense.
Trailing by 9, West Linn. 3:37 to go. Matheson looking for some help as Simmons is guarding him. And here comes Peyton Pritchard. Tries to split the double team, loses the ball, and it will remain with the Lions.
Boy, you know, Peyton Pritchard's had the ball stripped 3 times now with a little bit of contact each time, but most of it's been clean. He's having difficulty just keeping with the ball, especially with the double team as he tries to split it each time. But right now, Montverde couldn't have asked for a better start to this one.
Montverde Academy up by 9. Trying to work in that lead. Here's Peyton Pritchard. Bunch of substitutions in. You see Braden Olson for the West Linn Lions and number 44, Brooks DeBishop, also in. Pritchard still guarded by Cameron in the lane, dishes it back out. That's Jaden Grant, who also checked in. There you see Olson thought about it. Now he goes left, passes out to DeBishop. Back to Olson. No shot clock, under 3 minutes to go, plenty of time.
Braden DeBishop played such a huge role last night. Tip follows, offensive rebounds, he did it all.
Great defense by the Montverde Academy. Here's a 3-point shot, and that one short, hits the front of the rim, offensive rebound. That putback is missed by Tate Hoffman, who also checked in. West Linn went early to their bench, had an offensive rebound, used a lot of clock, and they come up empty. 2.5 minutes remaining in the first. Martez Cameron, the 5'10" senior. There's a 3-point shot by Howard Washington. That one misses. Rebound Peyton Pritchard, and they're going to run. The Lions are going to run. Here's a 3-point shot. Olsen, and that hits the front of the rim. That one's short. Here comes Simmons. Simmons going to lob that one up and intercepted. Good defensive play by Brooks DeBishop, and the Lions get possession on the turnover. Peyton Pritchard in the lane. That's rejected. No. He says, No goaltend called, and quickly, Montverde attacking, and we're going to have a foul as Marcel Panitka will go to the free throw line.
Ben Simmons, of course, getting up and doing what he does best, out jumping everybody and swatting that ball at the point of attack. Ooh, there it is, a beautiful shot at a national champion, Ben Simmons, throwing it down. Love that shot. For Panitka himself, he does a great job being able to attack, and offensive rebounding always plays such a big role in these games. And I tell you what, Montverde does it just about as well as anybody, and it helps when you got a 7-footer Durrell Moore and the springboards of Ben Simmons. But you already saw, you've seen Cameron and you've seen Panitka, 2 guys in the backcourt, attacking the offensive glass as well. I mean, that's what they preach, and they do it very well.
The deficit is 11 points for the Lions. Here's more pressure. Let's see how the Lions handle this. And that one's stripped, and another turnover. And here comes Montverde. Moore came away with the ball. They're going to work it inside to Simmons. Great position right off the glass and in. Simmons scores, and a timeout called by the Lions. 1 minute, 33 seconds left. 18-5 Eagles.
An eerily familiar start to this one that mirrors the start of last night against Central Catholic, who took an early 3-0 lead over Montverde. And then as you look at Martez Cameron, I mean, he's in the midst of 3 Westland defenders right there. 5'10" Cameron, and he wins the rebound for Simmons for 2. Obviously, Ben Simmons' talent's on display tonight, as it has been for each of the last 5 nights here at the Les Schwab Invitational. And he's got the ability to finish around the rim as well as anybody I've seen, especially at this level. And there's a reason he's projected to be a top 5 NBA draft pick in the 2016 NBA draft, and he'll be one and done at LSU next year. For West Linn, meanwhile, they missed their last 6 3-point attempts. They got to try to figure out a way to get the three-pointer down for them. They're going to shoot a lot from the range. And those shots are going to be open today, Brad, but especially as Montverde rallies around. Number 1 thing, you got to break the timeline with the basketball and maintain possession. Number 2, get the ball to an open guy. Number 3, hit the shot.
You mentioned that Central Catholic did a great job by pressuring and not allowing Ben Simmons to beat him. What do you see right now with what West Linn is doing defensively compared to Central Catholic?
First of all, they're playing man-to-man. So when you're playing man-to-man as opposed to his own, Ben Simmons gets to do a little bit of a different thing. He's been able to bring the ball across half court a couple of times now. Also, there's nothing you can do about another team getting in transition. I mean, you don't shut Ben Simmons down when you're turning the basketball over. So
no, you don't.
West Linn's got to take better care of the basketball first and then get into a set defense. And they don't want to go into a 2-3 zone, although it might do them some good.
The Lions with possession. 1:15 to go, trailing by 13. That's Will Matheson at the top of the key. Peyton Pritchard's going to take the 3 from the wing. That rolls out. Offensive rebound again by the Lions. Here comes Pritchard again from the same spot. This time, nothing but the bottom of the net. A big shot by West Linn to cut it to a 10-point game.
We'll see if that's what can get him going. Their big 4-star recruit, Peyton Pritchard, the verbal commit to Oklahoma, although he's just a junior now. He's their leader. Big shot from him.
Working the ball across court. Now going to go inside to the big man. Inside, outside.
See, now West Linn is in the zone, and Montverde's doing a very good job of rotating it around the perimeter.
Panicka back to Cameron. 34 seconds left in the first quarter. They're going to hold for the last shot. Martez Cameron, guarded by Pritchard, as the Lions are in the zone.
See, now West Linn's in a little bit of dilemma. Montverde is just taking the time off the clock and slowing this game down, but Cameron is not engaged, so obviously he can dribble to his little heart's content. They're
content to take the last shot. It looks like West Linn's going to let him. Well, here comes Pritchard. Now we get a little pressure. Now they're going to move the ball around. There we go. Open shot. Does he take it? He does. And Panicka misses it. 1 second left. They're going to have to fire this one. They're not going to get the shot off, and that's going to do it for the first quarter at Liberty High School in the championship game. Montverde 18 and West Linn 8. Let's go to our instant replay. We'll take a look at the three-point shot missed and the offensive rebound. Once again, Pritchard gets another shot from the wing. This time he buries it, nothing but the bottom of the net, and that cut it to a 10-point deficit.
You know, what do you look for without seeing first quarter statistics so far? West Linn has taken at least 10 three-pointers, if not more. Peyton Pritchard's taken 4 of those, and as a team, they've only made 2. It's only a 10-point game, Brad, and when you're a team that shoots the 3 as often and as well as West Linn does, you can shoot your way back into a game if you're down by a lot via the three-pointer. It makes things really exciting. You saw Central Catholic do the same thing last night.
What do you look for in the second quarter for West Linn? What changes, if any?
First, take better care of the basketball. Can't be turning it over. Peyton Pritchard already has 3 of those turnovers. And when Montverde, I think you can't practice against that kind of length that they have. I mean, when the average player is 6'5", it really comes into play defensively as much as it does offensively as well. So the perimeter guys need to take better control of the basketball and get good quality looks. Even if it is from 3, make sure it's a quality look so you're ending up with a shot on your end. That will, 1, keep Montverde out of transition. 2, you can get in a set defense. Whether you want to play this 2-3 zone like they've adjusted to, you could keep that intensity, maybe a couple turnovers from Montverde like they committed last night, you never know. But right now, Ben Simmons is getting a lot of looks around the rim, and he's making the most of it.
The kids from Florida, Montverde Academy Eagles with a 10-point lead, 18-8 over the West Linn Lions. West Linn, the #1 team in the state of Oregon, back-to-back 6A state champions. And of course, head coach Kevin Boyle and Montverde are the #1 team in the country with back-to-back national championships and their debut in the Les Schwab Invitational. Brad Stein and Judah Newby doing this for Portland SportsBeat, game 32. And there's a quick steal once again by Montverde. This time they can't control. It's going to go back over to the Lions.
Yeah, Marquez Letcher-Ellis, he's a game changer when it comes to the defensive end of the floor. You talk about Montverde's length. He has deceptive length. Look, he stands straight up and down, and his hands go like below his knees. I mean, it's tough. So if Montverde is going to double team Peyton Pritchard and not worry about the inbounder on those half-court sets, West Linn's got to drop another way to try to get somebody else the basketball.
Blake Harris, who checked in from Montverde, he's checking Pritchard right now. Another three-point shot. You mentioned that before. That rattled out, and that was Anthony Mathis with the miss.
Mathis has not yet scored. He dropped 8 last night. He was the difference in the game. He needs to get going for West Linn.
They look so comfortable, so fluid in their offense, just moving the ball around. No problem. That's E.J. Montgomery. Now they find in the corner Marcel Panicka all the way across to the other side of the wing. That one's missed this time by E.J. Montgomery, and it goes back out of bounds, and it will belong to the Lions. Trailing by 10 with 7:18 remaining in the first half.
Well, it's good coaching by Montverde. They're much more crisp against the zone defense tonight than they were last night. I mean, they were lethargic. They were slow. The ball was stuck on the sideline. I mean, cardinal rules that you can't allow to happen against the zone. Tonight, they look a lot more like they know what they're doing against it.
Grant has his man up, kicks it back out. Another three-point. That's Mathis this time. Nothing but the bottom of the net, and that's going to cut it to a 7-point Montverde lead. Now we have a timeout called.
And the coaching staff for Montverde, they're getting into Letcher Ellis, I believe. He missed an assignment right there, and Anthony Mathis was free from deep. So when Letcher Ellis is on the floor, he's going to shadow Anthony Mathis, which I'm kind of intrigued by, Brad, because this young man, of course, he scored 38. He was the difference in the game yesterday on a night where Peyton Pritchard was not as loud offensively. But he also had a little bit of a rivalry going with Simbari Phillips last night. The two were going back and forth. And Mathis, anytime he was pressed up against the sideline or the baseline, he would throw the ball out of bounds hard off Phillips' leg. And there was a little bit of bad blood going between them to the point where Phillips shoved Mathis out of bounds at the end of the game and called for a technical, and that's how he fouled out. So Mathis has the ability to kind of, develop these individual rivalries. What I'm seeing is when Letcher Ellis is on the floor, it's going to be his job to kind of follow Mathis around as well to try to shut down the three-point opportunities, not let any open looks. The fact that he got an open look right there is why Letcher Ellis got on the bad side of his coaching staff.
Ben Simmons back to the top of the key. E.J. Montgomery just moving the ball. Excellent ball movement right now. There's a three-point opportunity by Panicka, and he nailed it. Back up to 10. That's the lead. 6:37 remaining in the first half.
We talk so much about the three-point ability of West Linn and how that can get him into a game.
And here comes another three-point. That one's off by Hoffman. The rebound comes away defensively by Montverde. Inside, what a move, and it's rejected from behind. Great play by the Lions.
Nice trail defense by Will Matheson. I love Will Matheson, man. I mean, such a good athlete, and the way that he plays, and the fact that he's going to play baseball at Stanford. I mean, are you kidding me? That's a national contender at Stanford playing in the Pac-12 conference.
And he's smart. Don't forget about that, the high IQ.
Oh, absolutely.
High basketball IQ, high baseball IQ, and academics.
If you go to Stanford, you got to have a high IQ, man.
You got to have a...
He's a special kind of player.
A very strong brain. Inside, that one rolls off, but Ben Simmons there to follow with the dunk. And Montverde is pouring it on, 23-11. Peyton Pritchard handling the ball. Peyton Pritchard will be attending, it's a verbal commit at least, to the University of Oklahoma.
Yeah, that'll fit his offense nicely. Kind of a run and gun offense out of the Big 12. They like to shoot the three-point shot a lot.
Very exciting team. Anthony Mathis with the ball. Just hard to get any separation.
Defense. Blake Harris on Peyton Pritchard. Blake Harris doing a phenomenal job.
It's just hard to get any separation right now. There he's going to force up the three. Oh, and he nails it. Wow. Peyton Pritchard, that's a big three-pointer.
Sometimes you got to put the team on your back and just unleash. Peyton Pritchard doing it right there.
He's
under a 10-point game.
Fully capable of doing it. 9-point Montverde lead. Ball's out of bounds. Still belongs to the Eagles.
And Mathis kind of did something funny to his elbow there. As you get a look at Pritchard, he said, you know what, sometimes I just got to do my thing.
Look at that shot. He just looked at himself, a little Kyrie Irving like tonight.
Sure, yeah, that's high praise. He'll take it. Peyton Pritchard, of course, being a 4-star recruit, I mean, that's the highest recruit in the state of Oregon right now. He's
inside, Simmons just slams it home, makes it look easy, child work. And Simmons scores again. Montverde adds another bucket, 25-14. The deficit's 11. Peyton Pritchard inside the lane. He's fouled before the pass.
That's going to be the first team foul, and we've already played 11 minutes. First team foul on Montverde. I mean, at the very least, you either break that pressure and you get fouled, or you don't break that pressure and you turn the ball over, or shoot threes. Yeah, but West Linn, they're not going to be shooting free throws anytime soon in this half.
Pritchard's going to inbound the ball for the Lions. Going to kick it back out with 5:06 remaining on the clock. Braden Olson drives the lane. Nice move, penetrates, has a man, doesn't want to take the shot. It goes back to Pritchard, another three-pointer, and Pritchard buries another one. Peyton Pritchard's on fire right now, and if we get him on fire, we are going to have one heck of a game here. 25-17, the lead is 8 for the Eagles.
Blake Harris, he looks to his sideline. Coach, what else can I do? He's 6 feet beyond the three-point line.
Lecter Ellis penetrates. Oh, nice shot over there. That's Blake Harris. Blake Harris uses the right
kid. Blake Harris is doing such a good job.
Both ends of the floor. And he's guarding Peyton Pritchard. Not an easy job. Peyton Pritchard thought about it this time. He pumps it and passes. Back to Olson. Now to Schiermeyer.
Harris is going to just ratchet up his defense on Pritchard all the rest of the game now.
Matheson had the three. There's Schiermeyer. Schiermeyer at the wing, guarded by Montgomery. Now it's back to Matheson with 4 minutes remaining in the first half. Oh, nice move by Matheson. The ball is knocked away, but we have a foul. Another one, and this one is going to go against Montverde, and let's see who the guilty party is.
Boy, Peyton Pritchard, look at this range, the sheer range, and he knows it. He gets a little bit extra in his legs.
He felt it.
He fires away, but he's going to have to work so hard in this game because Blake Harris is just all over him. I mean, that's been the coaching philosophy.
The foul was called on Ben Simmons, his first, second team foul. Pritchard again is going to inbound the ball. Will Matheson posting up right now.
Well, now it's Cameron's job to do the trick. Now the double.
There goes the double team. Back out to Mathis. Mathis going to take it left in the lane. He gets fouled, misses a shot, but he'll go to the line. Great job by Mathis attacking the rim and breaking down the defense and drawing the foul.
Maybe I spoke a little too soon because West Linn is staying patient. They're staying within themselves, and they're getting more aggressive to the hoop, and they're getting fouled. I mean, since the last minute, since the first team foul against Montverde, West Linn stayed aggressive, and Montverde's now committed 3 fouls. It's going to result in free throws for Mathis.
We're going to go to our instant replay, take a look.
Yeah, nice job. He smelled it. He sees the open area. The paint's there for the taking. Just got to be brave enough and strong enough to try to get it in there against the likes of a 7-footer and another 6'7" guy.
Mathis misses the second. Montgomery with the rebound. 3:40 remaining in the first half.
This is a crucial last 3:30. West Linn needs to keep this in single digits.
Blake Harris running the team. He's moving the ball around. West Linn still in the zone defense. Thought about the three-pointer, then thought better of it. Blake Harris now takes a two-pointer. That one's a little bit too strong, and the rebound comes away to Peyton Pritchard. And they're going to run again the lines. Here comes Pritchard, throws it up, misses it, easy rebound, and put back for Braden Olson.
A lot of gold jerseys flying to the rim to try to swat that away. He had just enough loft on it. Braden Olson, a nice putback.
Everyone trying to get them a swat. There's a foul before the basket as Simmons draws a contact. They won't count the basket. 27-20.
I was going to say, it's been a while since we called Ben Simmons' name, since he was really aggressive on the offensive end. It's been a couple minutes. And now he finally got the ball, and he said, all right, I'm taking this into my hands. So a good foul there on Braden Olson, his first. Braden Olson also had some huge three-point shots in the second half against Central Catholic, or excuse me, against Wheeler yesterday.
Non-shooting foul. There's a corner three. That one's missed off to the left. Offensive rebound finally comes away to Martez Cameron. They're going to regroup. Montverde up by 7, trying to add to the lead. Can make it double digits with the triple. Howard Washington, guarded by Braden Olson. Now Pritchard on Cameron. 2:40 and counting left in the first half. Just moving the ball, excellent ball movement. Very content, killing the clock, and they're still getting a great shot off. Three-man game, everyone getting a little bit of ball. Now Blake Simmons. Simmons has the ball, and oh, it's rejected as Cameron went up.
You got to be able to corral that basketball. You just earned a great stop. You got to keep it.
Montgomery got the rebound. Now the three-point shot, nothing but the bottom of the net.
Boy, that's
Howard Washington.
That's a huge turnaround. West Linn had the stop chance to make it a 5-point game. Instead, Washington a 3-pointer.
More pressure added by Montverde. 3-point corner three, and it's good. Cody Coppage keeping West Linn in the game, down by 7, 1:44 remaining in the first half. West Linn still well in this game, plenty of time. Hitting their threes. Gonna have to do a little bit better on the defensive glass. Got to put some bodies out. And we're gonna have a traveling violation, another turnover. That one's E.J. Montgomery walked. There's the break that the Lions need.
Wow, this is the first time in the Invitational we've seen E.J. Montgomery. I mean, he is one of the top prospects for Montverde, and we haven't even seen him all weekend.
He's a freshman, 6'9", undecided, but he's thinking about Memphis, Miami, Virginia, Vatech. A lot of options. Pritchard now with the left in the lane. Falls back. Too strong. And another defensive rebound by Montverde, doing a great job on the glass. Simmons dumps it off to Cameron. Howard Washington now a corner three. Panitka doesn't get that and just rips the rebound away. We're going to have a call, the whistle. But wow, E.J. Montgomery.
Got to appreciate that effort out of Braden Olsen, the little man. Getting up big with Montgomery. Just threw him down.
Only a difference of 11 inches.
No big deal for number 11 in green.
West Linn, 1 minute to go in the first half. Down by 7.
Bring extra help now. Bring extra help.
Yeah, Pritchard, there comes a double team. There comes Simmons. Pritchard needs some help.
Where are you at, teammates?
He has Matheson, but Matheson's not moving. And there's the turnover forced by another pressure. Good defense by Montverde. 48 seconds to go. Here comes a corner three. That was off to the left by Howard Washington. And a good defensive rebound comes away to Olsen. Olsen's going to lead the break. Matheson at the left wing. Matheson hounded defensively by Washington. Pritchard now with 29 seconds left. Will West Linn hold for the last shot? West Linn goes left. Open three. That one is no good by Coppage. And another defensive rebound corralled by the Eagles. And Eagles will hold with 14 seconds left and a 7-point lead, 30-23. Going to move the ball around. Simmons finds the open man, Cameron. Now back out to Panitka. Miss and rolls in. How about that? Panitka. Count it. 3-point shot. That's going to do it for the first half. A 10-point lead by the Montverde Academy Eagles over the West Linn Lions.
Boy, the only reason it is 10 points right now is because Peyton Pritchard from 3-point range has been able to hit some monster threes. Howard Washington's hit some big ones. Marcel Panitka is in double digits now because he's hit some big threes too. The role players are what's going to help decide this basketball game, and Peyton Pritchard's going to have to make his moment in the second half. Montverde has been doing an excellent job. Ben Simmons, of course, had a wonderful start to the game and an 18-5 lead early for Montverde. But since that 18-5, I mean, it's been a nice job by West Linn to battle back and score 18 points in the same time span that it took Montverde to score 15. So at least they've cut into the lead a little bit. Now they're down by 10 going into half, but that's a big 3-pointer for Panitka to finish the half.
What is West Linn Lion coach Eric Vukala saying in the locker room in about approximately 2 minutes to his troops?
Take care of the basketball. Whenever you're inbounding the ball, Montverde has got 2 guys covering up Peyton Pritchard. Teammates have to be aware of that. I mean, it's just been tough going anytime that West Linn has inbounded out of a dead ball or off a made basket for them simply to get it across the timeline. When they get it, they get quality shots. They know how to move the basketball around. They know how to split double teams when it happens. But that's basketball 101. Your teammates have to be back there to help Pritchard out. In any case, I mean, Braden Olsen's going to have to do a good job of doing that, playing off the bench, and their 3-pointers have to go down. I mean, they were bad in the first quarter, especially from 3. Then Pritchard stepped up. And anytime you're down 10 against a team like Montverde, you got to get your 3s to go down and clean up the defensive glass. I know it's a hard task. Ben Simmons and company are so good at crashing the offensive boards.
Put some bodies.
And some of them are going to happen. Some of them are going to happen. Maybe you got to foul a couple guys and get Simmons to the line where he's a little bit shaky. But for West Linn, 10-point game. Montverde's been really good in this game, and a really nice finish to the second quarter for them.
We'll be back in 8.5 minutes for a second half action in the championship game at the Les Schwab Invitational at Liberty High School between West Linn and Montverde. 33-23, the Eagles over the Lions.
High school, everybody, in Hillsboro, Oregon, in the greater Portland, Oregon area for the championship game of the Les Schwab Invitational. Alongside Brad Stein, I'm Judah Newby.
Guess what? We pulled the switcheroony.
We are just 16 minutes away from crowning a champion here inside Liberty High School. Brad, first half statistics, 33-23 Montverde Academy with the 10-point lead over West Linn. What jumps out at you?
Let's look at the rebounding. We'll start on the offensive glass, 7. But West Linn did fairly well. They had 5, but Montverde out-rebounded West Linn 19-12. That, and then I look at the turnovers, 1 extra one for West Linn. And then we have to go to the three-point shooting, as that's what really held West Linn in this game. They were 6 of 18. Pritchard, of course, got smoking hot, 3 of 5. Coppage was 1 of 2. Mathis was only 1 of 4. And Washington was 2 of 4. And Panitka was 2 of 5. So Montverde was 4 for 11. But we saw a lot more efficiency at the field goal attempts with Montverde than West Linn. Montverde was 13 of 27. West Linn was 8 of 24. Missed a lot of shots, and that's been the difference today. We're going to see right now the second half. I'm very curious to see if Montverde Academy continues.
Ben Simmons in that first half, 6 of 8 from the floor with 13 points and 5 rebounds. The top player in the nation leading his team, the top team in the nation, to a 10-point lead. Howard Washington starts off the second half with a 3-pointer. That's no good. Darrell Moore snags the offensive rebound again for Montverde, that being their 8th offensive rebound of the contest. Working around. Panitka had a couple 3-pointers. Throw it inside. Simmons tipped away, stolen by Mathis, going the other way. Now Mathis backing against along the sideline, and Washington shadowing him as Montverde gets into their defensive step. No one making a count of Schermeyer. They'll reset out to Pritchard. Now it's Martez Cameron shouting him near the timeline. Pritchard, crossover, top of the key, goes between the legs, picks up his dribble. Mathis finds himself against Washington. Pritchard earns a screen from Matheson. Wanted the pick and roll, instead backs his way out against Cameron. Left-hand dribble, 7 minutes for the third. Shimmy shake, spin move, foul line, picks it up, over to Matheson again. Now reset back out. Hard screen. Matheson, pump fakes from 3. Inside he comes. Extra pass, knocked away. Cameron dives for it, keeps it in play. Still picked up by West Linn. Extra pass, Mathis for 2.
Good job to stay with the ball by West Linn.
Oh.
And we have an injury.
Martez Cameron clutching his shin. We won't speculate, but he's been a very integral piece, especially perimeter defense for Montverde Academy. Their starting point guard is grimacing a bit.
That's what I was going to say before I was almost rudely interrupted. Is I'm very curious to see if Montverde, the academy, continues to add their press. Very interesting if the Eagles continue to press on defense against West Linn and try to force more turnovers. West Linn had some difficulty later in the second quarter to get out of some trouble. 8-point game.
Blake Harris comes in for Cameron, who checks off the floor with the injury. Into the post, Simmons, pump fake, rises, layup, that's around and off. Panitka, the offensive rebound, ball goes crashing down, foul is called, and will stay down here against Peyton Pritchard. Loose ball, battling for it with Marcel Panitka, who's just finding himself in many ways to be around the basketball.
Pritchard just reached out and said, hey, I want to be your friend, that's all. Grabbed his shoulder.
A simply amicable foul. 6:27 to go in the third, and now an 8-point lead.
Why can't we all be friends?
6 of the 8 field goals for West Linn in that first half came via the 3-pointer. Harris over to Washington. He lost it, got it back, dribble drive baseline, finds Panitka. Thought about the 3, gets inside instead and floats it around and off. Rebound to Mathis as West Linn pushes the other way. Mathis steps into a 3, around and off. Moore claims the rebound, and quickly Simmons comes fighting back. Left-hand dribble into the paint, lays it up around and in. A tough finish for Ben Simmons, but he gets it to go.
He's so long, he's so athletic. He just creates his own shot. He's deadly in transition. He's an all-around player. He's got to work on those free throws. Struggled last night.
Pritchard drives into Harris. Swings out wide. Pritchard again. Harris has had this job of shadowing him for most of the night off the bench. Right-hand dribble inside. See some contact.
I'm
Throws
okay,
it up,
though.
no good.
That's what I want to see right now with Pritchard. Attack the basket. No foul. Yep, a foul before the basket. And it's going the other way. Excellent call by the referee. I like that. Right on Simmons. I just love what Pritchard did. Instead of just forcing more three-pointers, attack the rim. He did a great job. Try to force the contact, didn't get a call. But they get the ball back on the turnover.
Trailing by 10 with the basketball. Pritchard will bring it up against Harris once more. He's patient as he brings it across the timeline. Goes into the high post. Schermeyer out to Matheson. Left wing, Pritchard unwinds and delivers. That one's long. Darrell Moore, rebound to the floor. Panitka is going to push the pace 1-on-2. Lays it up and in. Marcel Panitka.
Every time they get a chance, Montverde is going to attack in transition. They're going to run and run. Westland's got to do a better job to contain that.
Three-pointer for Coppage on the other side.
That's one way to slow down Montverde. Hit your threes.
Coppage now 2 for 3 from beyond the arc. Back to a 9-point game. Harris swings around to the top of the key. Had it stripped by Pritchard. Stripped by Pritchard a second time. Payton gets his hands on the ball twice in the same sequence. Breaks down a defender. Pump fake. Extra pass. Three-pointer Matheson.
That's the shot.
That's around and off. And it's out of bounds, and it will go to, well, the referees will confer, and it will go back to Montverde.
An exciting sequence right there. The steal on Simmons. Simmons thought he was fouled.
4.5 to go.
That three-point would have had the crowd going crazy, nuts, insanity.
Westland back into the 2-3 zone. A little bit of more high pressure. Panitka swings it over wide. Extra pass. Harris in the corner, keeps his dribble. Back over to Washington. Mathis comes up on him. Panitka's open, and he'll take it. Looks good. It is good. From 3 for Marcel Panitka.
He's such an underrated player, probably the most underrated player in this game.
He gives
Panitka.
a look to Anthony Mathis as he comes across the floor.
Look at him. Now watch him on the other side, on the defensive
Pritchard
end.
to answer. That's short. To Bishop, the big offensive rebound, and he earns the foul.
Now Westland's got to do way more of that to get back in the game and to have a chance to win this. They're going to have to work the offensive glass every opportunity and then seize those other opportunities on defense when Montverde turns over the ball. Got to capitalize. You got to make every turnover count.
Pritchard will inbound along the baseline. 12-point deficit for West Linn, but they have the ball. Moore uses his long 7-foot frame to tip it away from Matheson. Mathis will back it up against Panitka. Swings it over to the right side. Matheson, deep 3, around and off. Rebound to the floor, picked up by Washington. And we'll go back the other way. Harris flirts with the top of the zone, swings it over to Washington free throw line. Panitka thought about Simmons, instead resets back out. Coming up on 3:15 now for the quarter.
Lucky Matheson, he gets the beautiful assignment.
Simmons, 3-point range as he's found himself outside of the middle now.
Now it's Jaden Grant on Simmons. Whoever got him, there he goes.
Oh, Lord. Beautiful backdoor cut from Simmons and the finish around the rim. Pritchard against Harris. Dribbles into a double team. Skip pass over to the left side. Matheson for 3. That one's short. He hasn't had that shot today. Harris splits the double team, takes it himself, lays it around, and no good. Moore, the rebound, and he dunks it home. No shot. Fouled on the floor.
Once again, the Eagles take advantage in transition. They're going to run whenever they get the opportunity, and usually they make it count. If they don't finish, they get a foul.
During the halftime break, just named a couple members to the all-tournament team, including Jazz Johnson, a Laker point guard for Lake Oswego. He scored 140 points over the course of 4 games in this tournament, and that is a new record for the Les Schwab Invitational, breaking a record that last stood back in 2005 by Tweety Carter. 10 years ago. Jazz Johnson averaging 36 points a game in that stretch. What an effort by him. He's headed to the University of Portland next year.
Led the Les Schwab Invitational in average. Number 2, of course, is Mr. Ben Simmons.
Simmons free throw line, resets back out. Montverde is very content.
And this is how they were in the first half. Very content, just passing the ball around, eating some clock. Now it draws the foul on Grant.
Grant called for the personal. Third team foul on West Linn, and the second personal against Jaden Grant. 2:11 for the third. Montverde has withstood the initial surge from West Linn, now extended their lead back out to 14. Harris, left-hand dribble. Panigga's had himself a nice game. Mathis draws that assignment. Simmons now holding along the free throw line. Hoffman guarding him there. Panigga dribble drive to Moore, slams it home with two hands.
Beautiful pass.
Darrell Moore's had himself a nice game.
Something to keep your eye on is Peyton Pritchard. He played all 16 minutes in the first half. It's going to be interesting to see if fatigue plays a factor.
Grant, the pickup and the steal. Runs inside, floater in the lane. Looks long, it is. Ball tipped out of bounds. Will stay down here with West Linn off of Panigga with a charging Hoffman going for the offensive rebound. $1:26 remaining in the third. And a 16-point edge for Academy. Pritchard finds himself one-on-one. Dribble drive inside, high finish at the rim, but Simmons swatted it away. Mathis, the reverse, gets it to go. Timeout West Linn. It's going to be a 30-second timeout. And they cut the deficit back to 14 with 1:17 to go here in the third.
Only 14-point game. West Linn is right in this game. A couple players played, only Simmons and Pritchard are the only two guys to play all 16 minutes in the first half.
Montverde Academy only at this point because they barely escaped Central Catholic last night. 58-57 the final there. Montverde had that game tied, and with 0.9 seconds to go, Letcher Ellis was fouled going for an offensive rebound and a putback. He hit the first of two free throws.
The closest game that Montverde has been in this whole tournament.
To give Montverde the win. Oh, easily the whole year. And they obviously had lost earlier in the year to Wheeler, and they were hoping for that rematch, but Wheeler fell themselves to this same West Linn bunch, 70-62, after they held an 8-point lead against West Linn early in the fourth quarter. The Lions outscored them by 16 down the stretch.
This is a very deserving team, West Linn, to be in this situation in the championship game. It's not a fluke. It's not lucky. Here they go.
They earn a turnover here. Mathis wants the three. Got it.
It's about seizing opportunities, and Anthony Mathis was cold as ice in the first half. Let's see if he can get it going in the second half. That's a great way to start with the triple.
Simmons inside. The athletic finish can't get it to go. Washington, the rebound, tipped away by Pritchard. Simmons gets it back, gets a man up in the air, and finishes and one at the rim.
Simmons makes it look so easy. Such a good offensive rebounder. He's fifth in rebounds. I believe he's second in offensive rebound in this tournament right now. He's third in assists with 4.3, second in points with 28.0. Just a well-rounded player. Can't wait to watch him at LSU.
See if he finishes the three-point play. He's long, and Matheson goes up strong for the rebound for West Linn.
That's one of the flaws that you see of his game, is just missed free throws, easily correctable.
Pritchard, pump fake inside, easy layup for him as he tries to get going. 46-35, Montverde by 11, 30 seconds to go. And Simmons is fouled as he sprints along the sideline. It'll be the 15th foul on West Linn. Washington goes into the backcourt for Harris. Final 30 seconds of the third. An 11-point lead for Academy. Harris the crossover, now backs it along the timeline as Montverde wants the final possession. Grant guarding him. No look past Moore. 2 steps, he traveled. Yes, he did.
Absolutely. Another turnover. Second traveling violation called on Montverde. It's about taking advantage. Let's see if West Linn, they've done a good job so far taking advantage, down by 11.
Long inbound from Hoffman into Mathis. Dribbling past Panitka, trying to split the double team. Goes to the floor, and it's stolen by Moore. He also traveled, got away with it this time. Pritchard gets it back, pulls up from 3. In and out, no good. Moore claims the big rebound. Taken away by Hoffman, and no shot.
Hoffman wanted a foul on Simmons.
It's Darrell Moore down low.
Moore. They were not calling that, not at all.
That was great. Good play by Darrell Moore down the stretch, and that's the way the third quarter comes to an end. Montverde finds themselves 8 minutes from a title in the Les Schwab Invitational here in Hillsborough after escaping by 1 point last night in the semifinal. They have an 11-point lead going into the fourth quarter. The two-time state champion West Linn Lions have their work cut out for them. We'll be back with the fourth in just a moment. What an exciting atmosphere it is here inside Liberty High School, home of the Falcons. They're playing host to the S.L.P Invitational for the 11th year and the first time Liberty actually took part in the tournament themselves. We're in the championship game. We got the two-time champions in the state of Oregon and a 4-star recruit in Peyton Pritchard going up against the top player in the nation, Ben Simmons, and the top team in the nation, Montverde Academy. West Linn trails by 11, 46-35 as we begin the fourth quarter alongside Brad Stein. I'm Judah Newby on Portland SportsBeat. Grant at the controls for West Linn as they trail by double digits. Mathis hit a 3 late in that third quarter. He resets back out to Grant. Left-hand dribble. Spins. Wanted to go to Pritchard on a backslide, but miscommunication. He throws it away out of bounds, and West Linn's fourth quarter starts with a turnover. E.J. Montgomery back on the floor. I mentioned this is the first time we've seen him in this invitational.
Yeah, big-time recruit. Very surprising.
Oh, a long lob up to Simmons. He couldn't finish, and now a hard foul.
He couldn't finish, but they finished him. As a bunch of bodies on the ground, Simmons will go to the line, not too happy about that.
It was Hoffman that went airborne to try to meet Simmons at the rim before he realized that Ben had simply pump faked and kept himself below the basket. It resulted in a pretty significant collision for the two. Personal for Tate Hoffman. Meanwhile, other local action. The Portland Trail Blazers pleased the hometown fans by getting a big win over the Raptors just a minute ago in overtime. This ball's thrown away and out of bounds. Simmons was trying to reach for it, as was Matheson. It goes out. 102-97 the final as Portland battles back and earns that win over the Eastern Conference's top team. Pritchard double teamed in the backcourt. Hoffman will able to break the pressure out to Mathis. Scored 38 last night. He's been more quiet tonight. Pritchard heated up late in that second quarter. Hasn't really been heard from in the second half. Matheson, pump fake. Grant swings it over to the right side. 7 minutes to go in the game. Pritchard reaches out and gets it. Good to see Martez Cameron back in the game after he went down with an injury a bit earlier. Mathis for 3. Good.
They starting to heat up. I'd like to see him take some more shots. We're going to have a timeout called, but that's exactly what West Linn needed, especially after some sloppy play by both teams to open up in the fourth.
And E.J. Montgomery's getting an earful on the sideline as Anthony Mathis connects from downtown and makes it another single-digit gain. 6:48 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Montverde holding on to a 46-38 advantage. In the third place game earlier, Wheeler and Jalen Brown and company able to hold off Central Catholic to take third place. Central Catholic does get fourth place. And in that one. Jesuit defeated Lake Oswego earlier today as well. And Rainier Beach defeats Jefferson on a buzzer-beating three-pointer from Dewante Bayboy Murray. From deep, one of the classic shots of the tournament. Murray connects to give Rainier Beach the victory. They finish outside the top four after Rainier Beach won this Invitational a season ago. But
that shot is all over Twitter if you want to see it. Just go to @PDX SportsBeat.
Might be one of the Sports Center top 10s tonight. I mean, it is close to going viral. @PDX SportsBeat on Twitter is where you can find it. Blowing up the phone of our director, PJ Miller, today.
I wish we could have took that shot and brought it over to today in the championship game, game number 32 between West Linn and Montverde.
All right, the Eagles with an 8-point lead, 46-38 as they break half court. Cameron being hounded by Pritchard, goes sideline, dribbles his way to the top of the key. Panitka's hit some big threes today. The pressure being intensified by West Linn along the perimeter now. Cameron working hard. Hand off Panitka, and a blocking foul going to be called on Mathis. And it will be the 7th team foul with now 1-and-1s coming from Marcel Panitka. And free throws the rest of the way for Montverde Academy.
7th team foul. Number 11, Marcel Panitka.
That's big right there.
Shooting 1-and-1.
The official underneath the basket. Too hot to handle for Panitka on his for his first attempt, but he resets, throws it up, rims it in. He'll earn the bonus. Panitka with 10 points at halftime. He was the second leading scorer for Montverde in that opening half, and he's done really nicely in this championship game as well in the second half. Pritchard working hard against the double team, needs some help. Baseball pass across, finds it, Grant. Grant goes inside Simmons, says no.
That's another thing that long athletic body can do. Block shots, rebound. Still belongs to West Linn.
The crowd enjoying it underneath the basket too. Pritchard to inbound baseline.
Scouts are enjoying it as well.
10-point game. He'll go all the way back and utilize the half court, the back court I should say, for Matheson. The 6'7" Stanford baseball commit. Hands off to Pritchard, who's fouled by Cameron, who was hounding him the whole way. Just a 3rd team foul for the home team in gold. Jalen Grant getting a lot of solid minutes down the stretch instead of Braden Olson. Lob toward the rim, tipped away and out of bounds as Grant saw cutting Matheson around the backside, but Panitka was able to get a fingernail on it. And we'll see what West Linn draws up along the baseline here. 6:06 to go with a 10-point lead. Pritchard inbounds. Hoffman, miscommunication with Mathis. It's going to be picked up by Montgomery, so that ball's live, tipped away out of bounds, but instead Hoffman picks up a foul. Hoffman's been getting a lot of heavy minutes in this one as well, with the Bishop on the bench. And now West Linn will go very small with a ton of shooters. Olsen, Grant, Mathis, Pritchard, Matheson, all on the line. Very small lineup.
Yeah, Eric Vukala wants to shoot himself back into this game. Has the shooters on the floor.
Simmons gets the first of 2, and he earns the bonus on the 1-and-1. So Montverde, 3 for the last 3 from the free throw line. And the second is like it. Pritchard takes the inbounds, gets himself across half court, all the way toward the paint. Into the double team, loses it. Picked up by Montgomery the other way. Fires over to Washington, lays it up and in. That is the blueprint of Montverde basketball. Pritchard busts himself across half court again. Grant's open for 3. He needs this one. No good. Rebound tipped away, out of bounds, will stay down here with Montverde. With West Linn.
The Eagles make it look so easy in transition. Just been working on that every single game. That's what they do better than most teams in the nation. That's why they've won back-to-back national titles.
Grant to inbound.
They can beat you in half court. They can beat you in transition. So many ways, and their defense is unbelievable.
Olsen giving chase and finally does against Howard Washington. 5.5 remaining in regulation. Right hand dribble from Olsen, picks it up, backdoor feed for Mathis, the easy land, but he couldn't get it to go.
Mathis is going to be killing himself after missing that one.
Cameron, Montverde is in full control. Timeout, West Linn. The Eagles, pressure defense, capitalizing on opportunities given them by the Lions, have extended this lead to 54-38 with 5:20 to go. Do the Lions have a last rally in them for the final 5:20? Well, if they do, it's got to come via the three-pointer. They've had a tough time shooting from outside tonight. And Ben Simmons and Montverde Academy are busy putting the exclamation point, even though there was some shakiness last night, getting the 1-point win with 0.9 seconds to go via a last-second free throw. Tonight, really, there hasn't been any doubt as they lead by 16 points. First time in the LSI, Montverde 5:20 away from capturing their first title.
Not bad, 1 out of 1. It's 100%, great odds. If they can complete the task. 5 minutes and 20 seconds. Still some time for West Linn. They got to shoot and they got to rebound. A lot to do.
Matheson to inbound. They go the full length of the court. Montverde not backing off any pressure at all as Pritchard splits a double team, finds Olsen. Dribble drive baseline against Simmons, and he's swatted away by Cameron, getting up big.
I love the way they just double team Pritchard and really make him work every single time, bringing the ball down court. Nothing is easy for West Linn in this game.
Step back jumper for Pritchard, that's no good. Cameron takes the rebound. Gets it off to Montgomery. Easy land for E.J. Montgomery in his first action in the LSI.
It's good strategy to keep the ball away from Pritchard. Seen it done last year. Jefferson did the same thing.
Grant pump fakes from 3. Simmons on the closeout. Olsen tried to hand off to Pritchard, and right now West Linn is coming apart at the seams.
I didn't expect Mathis to come in this game and struggle the way he has. It's been very shocking.
Panetka moves it into the front court. 4.5 minutes away from a championship for Montverde. Panetka thought about the 3, slows it up. Montgomery will take it from the left wing. Hits the backboard first, can't get it to go. Mathis pushes it across for West Linn. Pritchard has hit a few from that area, instead takes it inside. Floater, can't get it to go. He's running out of gas too. Simmons, no look pass. Lob, Simmons can't finish it on the other end, instead takes it out of bounds.
Yeah, he's starting to fatigue as he's played heavy minutes, including pretty much the whole game.
I'm wondering if we're gonna get that last Ben Simmons moment. We only get him for another 4 minutes here.
That's why all these fans, one of the reasons why they're here, and it's the championship game.
Pritchard nails a pull-up 3. Strong tournament for him as well. Panetka hands off to Cameron, who will slow things off. Washington lays it around and in.
It's all about basketball 101 with Montverde Academy. The passing, the dribbling, the high basketball IQ. Every single player has it. Every single player utilizes it.
Matheson to the rim, and he slams it home uncontested. Will Matheson.
Fans like that one.
Simmons is fouled by Olsen across the timeline. He flirts with a big-time dunk and instead leaves it for the imagination. 58-43, Montverde, a comfortable 15-point advantage with 3:18 to go here. Ben Simmons has had a pretty good night at the line. He'll take 1-and-1s here.
Matheson displayed some of his vertical leap. He doesn't really need too much in baseball, but he showed us that he is quite a basketball player as well. Stanford.
Yeah, not sure what position he plays, but if you're 6'7" going to Stanford, I know
Probably
they
a
like
pitcher.
tall pitching.
Mm-hmm.
Mark Appel, of course, the former #1 pick, a Stanford alum. They always boast one of the most strong Pac-12 starting rotations as Pritchard in and out from another 3. Offensive rebound for Coppage. Pritchard will take it again and hit.
Pritchard's making it close. He's got to be making the Eagles sweat a little bit.
2 out of the last 3 shots from deep have gone down for the Oklahoma verbal commit. 3:02 to go. 59-46, Montverde leads by 13 points. We saw Wheeler take the third-place game over Central Catholic. And for a Montverde team that was really looking ahead, they were hoping to get that rematch with Wheeler after the Wildcats beat them on December 23rd in the City of Palms Classic down in South Florida. Both teams were egging for a rematch with the other. And Brad, we were really just a missed free throw away from potentially having that rematch in the third-place game instead of the championship game. And I'm sure Montverde breathed a sigh of relief when they knew that they were headed to this one, and now it looks like they're ready to put their stamp on the title.
And well deserving. First year in the tournament to get a title, back-to-back national titles. There's a reason why. Excellent coaching, excellent players. Everyone bought into the system, everyone plays hard. Some pressure right now by West Linn.
There's an over and back.
And they forced a turnover, exactly what they needed. Down by 13, 2:58 left. It's possible. We've seen crazier things in high school basketball.
That's Mason Daniels who just entered the game from Montverde. Pritchard will use a screen from Matheson. Dribbles hard against Cameron. Now the count is on. Pull up, 3 ball. Holy mackerel. 10-point game, 2:40 to go. Peyton Pritchard has hit 3 straight 3-pointers.
He's putting some smiles on the faces of these fans, making it interesting.
Cameron breaks the pressure, and he's fouled by Coppage. Hoping for the intentional foul. Not going to get it. And it will be 1-and-1s for Cameron at the free throw line. Now a 10-point game with 2:28 left. It is the 10th team foul, so a double bonus as Cameron is good with the first of 2. Thinking about big moments that we've seen in this invitational already, of course. Duante Bayboy Murray for Rainier Beach hitting that 3-point buzzer beater earlier today. That is all over Twitter if you want to find it.
At PDX SportsBeat.
That's where that tweet started. As Pritchard is fouled going into the front court, and Simmons
rejected.
decides to block his 3-pointer well after the whistle.
Simmons showing a little bit of an attitude on that one. A little feisty.
Olsen will inbound along the sideline here. 2:25 left, back to a 12-point lead. And to Pritchard. He'll take another 3. That one's long. Panitka the rebound. Simmons just delivers a forearm to Pritchard, and Peyton's going to be called for the foul. No quitting Ben Simmons.
That's exactly what the scouts want to see. A motor all 32 minutes of this game and the tournament. I think people are pretty happy what they got to see in Simmons. He's exactly as advertised.
Done a really nice job in this tournament. Held to 20 points last night, but was able to deliver on some clutch free throws down the stretch to keep Montverde in the lead. And he's done nicely from the free throw line in this second half. That one misses. Chalk it up to the broadcaster jinx. Pritchard breaks the timeline, 62-49. Pulls up from 3. That one's around and off. Simmons tips the rebound to himself. Mathis comes over to give pressure. Now Cameron in the backcourt. Up ahead, Panitka. They keep it moving. Washington lost it out of bounds. He's had a couple Butterfinger moments in this invitational, but without his 3-point shooting, Montverde would be not necessarily close in that Central Catholic win, and they're benefactors of it again. Pritchard knocked to the floor by Letcher Ellis. You talk also about big moments in this invitational. How about Marquez Letcher Ellis dunking from the free throw line to win the top contest here? That was something else.
Yeah, I don't know if that hit ESPN's top 10 in Sports Center, but that was worthy Amazing. Little Dr. J back in the days, Michael Jordan. If you want to go back to the 90s.
Matheson, a tough finish, can't get it to go. Simmons skies for the rebound. $1:45 remaining. Panitka extra pass, Letcher Ellis, and there's an exclamation point from him, the dunk contest champion.
It's all about the teamwork, all about the passes.
Also a big day for Letcher Ellis, considering not only the dunk championship, but the game-winning free throw with .9 to go. Pritchard a three, that's short. Cameron tracks it down. And he's the one whose free throw, an offensive rebound while he was getting fouled with his second left, as it allowed Montverde to win that game last night.
Careless pass right there.
Olsen up ahead to Pritchard. He evades the defense of Simmons and lays it up and in.
You're going to try to give us a highlight on the defensive end. Close.
Montverde 61, Linn, 64, Linn 51 with 1:10 to go. We're that far away from crowning Montverde as Les Schwab Invitational champions. Sense a little bit of disappointment in the crowd that it might necessarily have been the closest of games, but Montverde tonight, Brad, they look like the best team in the country.
Absolutely. Yesterday they got a little scare. You always have a hiccup. You have one of those games, but now they showed it all 4 quarters on both sides of the court. They can score in the half-court offense, transition. They're just so multifaceted, and they showed us what the best team is all about, and the best player, Blake Simmons. And what I love about him is his motor, and I love they have a bunch of guys that are underrated that play defense and pass the ball like Panitka. I love watching that kid because everything he just knows, he's so fundamentally sound. And here he is.
Finds Simmons, puts it on the floor once, and gives one for the crowd.
One more.
One for the road for Ben Simmons as the scoreboard has officially gone out.
I was hoping that he would blindfold himself while he did that.
I don't know if the referees know that or not, but there is no scoreboard on. So we'll go with what we got on Portland SportsBeat there with those 2 points. It is now a 66-51 game. By our count, 48 seconds left as the crowd starts to exit the premises. There it is. They still have a minute too, but they didn't, I believe, hadn't started the clock again.
It's been a great tournament for Linn, for all the teams out in Oregon, in Florida, in Washington, Rainier Beach. Just so many great teams. It's always wonderful to watch these kids play and compete against teams that they'll never play ever again. And for these kids to meet a guy like Simmons, it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
45 seconds to go. Olsen harassing Simmons. He's called for the foul. A lot of exciting talent here. Jaylen Brown, of course, the #2 prospect in the country. The first time ever that the Les Schwab Invitational has seen the #1 prospect and the #2 prospect here at the same time.
This is the future of college basketball and the NBA.
Undoubtedly.
Noah Dickerson, also of Montverde Academy, University of Florida, that one signed. Kamaji, Florida State, that's signed. Doral Moore, Wake Forest, that's signed. They're going to be all over college basketball.
Mathis, can he get one for the road? He can. Boy, does he have a 3-point stroke.
A little bit too late for Mathis.
He's headed to the University of New Mexico, the senior, to run and gun with the Lobos in Albuquerque. 28.8 to go, and it'll be free throws the rest of the way from Montverde. They're now in the double bonus. So Ben Simmons will get a chance to throw up 2 more free throws. Montverde got here with a big 74-39 win over Westview and a 92-63 win over Lake Oswego. They snuck by Central Catholic by 1 point last night on a free throw by Letcher Ellis, 58-57, and now here, 68 points.
Does Simmons have one and done written all over his face?
Absolutely. I mean, he's projected to be a 2016 NBA lottery pick, top 5 pick. Obviously, it's difficult to project, and you never know. I mean, you wish the best of health upon guys with immense talent like that as he goes over and taps Peyton Pritchard on the shoulder and tells good game. That's Sign of good, classy sportsmanship. Boy, Peyton Pritchard with a bright future. Ben Simmons with an immensely bright future ahead of him as well. Olsen hits the second, and he'll have one more free throw as he was fouled from three-point range. Olsen is the future of the backcourt also for West Linn, just a sophomore. He has got offers from a bunch of mid-majors. Peyton Pritchard, a junior. Matheson the steal here. Hand off Pritchard. Pump fake once, twice. Can't get that one to go. The follow won't go either from Mathis, though he is fouled. And he'll have a pair of free throws with 15 seconds to go. And a chance to make it a single-digit game. West Linn, of course, was down by 8 points early in the fourth quarter in last night's semifinal against Jalen Brown and the Wheeler Wildcats. They fought all the way back, overtook Wheeler, and earned the 8-point win when it was all said and done. Anthony Mathis, the young man at the line right now, had 38 points in that game.
Second place is not bad in this tournament.
Oh, of course not. That's an incredible feat.
And they pushed Montverde Academy as much as they can, and they made it a competitive game.
Mathis in and out with the free throw. Simmons claims the rebound in the corner. Mathis reaches in and finally is called for the foul. He was trying to do that for a while. 10.3 to go. That looks like the crowd trying to instigate one more fight. Can Mathis get into one more scuffle with an opponent? Not to be, thankfully, in the final 10.3. And Ben Simmons will go to the line.
2 more free throws. He gets to work on it.
His first one is up and good. I'd like to take this moment to thank everybody that was part of the production over this long weekend. First off with the producer-director, P.J. Miller. And Jim Miller running things, producing things every other game as well. Orlando Sanchez running the camera, as well as Deshaun Montgomery running the camera along the baseline. Awesome job by Deshaun all weekend long. And Ben Simmons gets a standing ovation. Final 8 seconds. Pritchard has the last shot. It's no good. Clock burns off the floor. Montverde Academy, the nation's #1 team, champions of the 2014 Les Schwab Invitational.
And I'm sure they'll be back in the national championship one more time and try to make this a three-peat. What an outstanding team. A fantastic performance from top to bottom. This team is just so well diverse and so powerful. They can do whatever they want at will. And I want to see if they can three-peat. I believe that would be the first team
since 1970.
70. Is it 70? 60? 70?
70-58 the final. Montverde Academy. Nice start to their another high school basketball season as they look to become back-to-back-to-back national champions. West Linn, meanwhile, they do earn second place here at the Les Schwab Invitational after upsetting Wheeler in the semifinal, and they look to try to continue their pace and look to three-peat in the state of Oregon as champions. Wheeler will go back to Marietta, Georgia, see if they can improve on their number 10 ranking after suffering their first loss of the year. And Montverde Academy will celebrate with their team led by Ben Simmons, the champions of the Les Schwab Invitational.
And the Les Schwab Invitational presented by Express Employment Professionals. First, let's recognize our players from the championship game who were named to the all-tournament team. They will join our tournament team selections. Jazz Johnson, DeJounte Murray, Jalen Brown all received their awards. Also named to the all-tournament team from West Linn High School, Anthony Mathis.
Jalen Brown and Jazz Johnson named to the all-tournament team at halftime. Anthony Mathis has his moment. He is also named to the all-tournament team from West Linn.
And very well deserving, averaged 23.3 points, 45% from three-point range, deadly.
Peyton Pritchard about to be named to the all-tournament team as well. And then, of course, the man who headlined the tournament. Peyton Pritchard, what an outstanding tournament that young man had. leading his team, coming up a little bit short in the championship game, but they would not be here if it wasn't for him. He's got 2 state titles and an Oregon State Player of the Year award already to his name. Just a junior, a 4-star recruit, a verbal commit to the University of Oklahoma.
You just said it. That's the best thing for Wes Linn. He's just a junior. That means another chance to come back to the Les Schwab Invitational 2015 and try to win it next year. Plus 2 more years this year and 1 more additional year to try to win a couple more state champs, 6A.
Ben Simmons, the tournament's most outstanding player and the final member to be announced to the all-tournament team. The senior heading to Louisiana State University next year to play his ball in the SEC West. Nice looking trophy for Ben as he earns his moment, leading his team to another 70-58 win here in the final. 6'8" Australian native, a left-handed player, having an outstanding beginning to his senior season. And of course, big thanks to Curtis Long, the public address announcer here inside Liberty High School, for an outstanding tournament announced by him all evening long. Again, big thanks to all the crew that have done their work here at Portland SportsBeat. We'll see if we can get one more player interview before the night is out as well, as Montverde shares their moment, posing in front of the tournament bracket. The only team to start from the middle and finish all the way on the far, far right. Montverde Academy wins the Les Schwab Invitational in 2014 in their first appearance in the LSI as well. As Wes Linn's congratulated on their runner-up appearance too.
Linn, Peyton Pritchard, we go to the University of Oklahoma. That's at least verbally committed. Anthony Mathis, one more time, the 6'2" senior, University of New Mexico, that is signed. Will Matheson, the 6'7" junior, will be playing baseball at Stanford. That's a verbal commit. And Braden Olson, the 5'10" sophomore, University of San Diego or Portland, Boise State, Santa Clara, Portland State, Montana still weighing his options. Jaden Grant, the 6' juniors, undecided. And Cody Coppage, the 6'2" juniors, also undecided. Remember to check us out at portlandsportsbeat.com or follow us on Twitter at PDX SportsBeat, where you can get a load some of the highlights of this whole Les Schwab Invitational 2014. Fantastic tournament once again. Your winners, Montverde Academy Eagles, all the way from Florida, my hometown.
For Les Schwab Invitational, it's produced the likes of Kevin Love, Kyle Singler, Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant. An endless list of talent. Of course, Jalil Okafor played in this Invitational last year and is now a star player with Duke too. And now with Ben Simmons and Jaylen Brown headlining it this year. It's an outstanding group of alumni that have played in this Invitational and moved on to bigger and better things, both in Division I and at the NBA level. And it sure will be exciting to see who shows up and who has the bright future ahead of them. Undoubtedly, Ben Simmons is one of them.
The list just keeps multiplying. Every single year you get a new addition, 2 to 4 guys that will be in the NBA and make their mark in the league very shortly.
And how about the people that showed up to watch this Invitational? We had Wayne Tinkle, the head coach at Oregon State. That was part of the recruiting process earlier, looking at Drew Eubanks from Reynolds High School.
Yeah, the first night we had Terry Porter, my favorite Blazer.
Of course, he was watching his son, Malcolm Porter, for Jesuit High School, and Clifford Robinson's son, Isaiah Robinson, from Jefferson High School as well. Such great talent, both in the stands and on the court as well. I'd like to wrap it up right here. Big thanks to PJ Miller, our producer-director, as well as Jim Miller as well, Jim Thompson, Alva Myra, who did an outstanding job with producing the audio and video on the other end. Our cameramen, they did an outstanding job all weekend long. Orlando Sanchez especially, and down on the court, Deshaun Montgomery, Jacob Sundahl, who contributed, and Ashley Williams, our sideline reporter as well, who's with one of the stars of the tournament, a big man, a 7'4" guy. She's got him right now.
What is it saying for the rest of your season? I mean, we just got to keep winning, and that's it.
Who do you think has a really big part on this team, including yourself?
Me or who?
Is there anybody else who sticks out for you?
I don't understand the question.
Is there anyone else on your team who's a huge part in this team?
Oh, Ben Simmons.
What does he bring to the team for you?
He brings energy, he can score the ball, he can play defense. He does a lot of things.
What influence does your coach give on you guys?
I mean, he makes us play tough and play hard.
All right, thank you and congratulations.
Thank you, Ashley Williams. As you see, a nice little video bomb from Ben Simmons. He can do it all. He does it all. Big thanks to Ashley Williams for her help all weekend long. That'll wrap up our coverage here from the LSI. You can follow us on Twitter at Portland or at PDX SportsBeat. We are Portland SportsBeat. And you can also see us at PortlandSportsBeat.com. Also, big shout out to Sean Philipsen, Brad Stein, my man. Great job, excellent with the call. I'm Judah Newby. We'll see you next year from the LSI. And always follow us on Twitter and social media and PortlandSportsBeat.com to see what we're covering next. Goodbye for now.
Best advice to Ashley Williams, take some Dramamine after looking up at the big man just like that. Don't get too dizzy.